To this day, ocean liners and cruise ships have been carrying passengers from port to port. Depending on personal preference and travel reasons, both have been the way to go from long-forgotten times to the present day, but often they are mistaken for each other. Many people don't seem to know the difference between ocean liners and cruise ships, which are two entirely different ship types. In this video, we will have a look at the main differences between ocean liners and cruise ships, giving out some clues for people who would like to make the difference in the future. The first major difference between an ocean liner and a cruise ship is their hulls. Ocean liners are meant to run from port to port, often crossing vast oceans like the North Atlantic. Cruise ships also go from port to port, but they often stay on the same ocean or in more calm waters. This results in ocean liner hulls being far stronger than the hulls of cruise ships, which can mean thicker steel or increased structural reinforcements. The aim of this is to make ocean liners more resilient in heavy seas, while cruise ships will always try to avoid bad weather conditions. In addition to that, the hulls of ocean liners are more sleek to be able to cut through the waves in order to reduce their effects on the ship. Cruise ship hulls don't have to be sleek, they don't cruise on high speeds, and don't have to mess around with rough waves unless it can't be avoided. To this day, only one ocean liner is left in service, the RMS Queen Mary II. Neglecting the fact that she has taken on some design characteristics of modern cruise ships, she can serve as an example of ocean liner design. The profile she shows is in harmony with the general ocean liner profile characteristics. It is sleek and elegant. Like all her predecessors, she has a long bow, a high bridge, many open decks, and a stern profile that lowers with every deck step by step. Her lifeboats are stored high above the water in order to protect them from strong weather. Cruise ships, on the other hand, usually have shorter bows. They don't have that much open decks, but come with lots of exterior pools, sports fields, entertainment areas, and so on. Their sterns favor maximum cabin capacity or restaurant space, which makes them look choppy and bulky. Their lifeboats are often closer to the waterline. On some cruise ships, they even are stored a bit outside the ship structure. Nowadays, it can be difficult to make out a difference between the interiors of ocean liners and cruise ships. The general feeling on a cruise ship should be like being in a holiday resort. There are a lot of cruise companies with different styles and levels of luxury. So, being elegant and luxurious is no longer a standalone feature of ocean liners. But nevertheless, the feeling on board an ocean liner like Queen Mary II should be more elegant and exclusive. Some describe the structure of her interior more like a ferry than a cruise ship. There are rooms which pay homage to the gone-by era of ocean liners, like the Atlantic Room, a card and games lounge. Most other public rooms are lounges or bars, and there even is a library on board. There are less restaurants on board than on regular cruise ships, and there are no attractions like ice rinks, go-karts, or surf simulators. Some of the most important differences between ocean liners and cruise ships have already been discussed. But the question remains, why do they show these differences? The reason for this lies in their jobs they have to do. Ocean liners are designed to maintain a regular schedule across oceans like the North Atlantic. This means that they cannot always avoid sailing through storms because it would cost them too much time. They have to go right through them, keeping their high speeds and reducing the effects of bad conditions on the passengers. Interior-wise, they need to deliver luxury and comfort for their passengers, who mainly are on board for getting to their destinations. The ocean liner can be compared with a very big and luxurious bus, going from start to destination port and transporting passengers and cargo. They are not the destination of a voyage, they take people to their destinations. Cruise ships, on the other hand, are the destination of a voyage. They are designed to provide passengers with everything they need, sailing from port to port for pleasure. They don't have to go through storms, and they usually are not running on high speeds. On board a cruise ship, people have time for they are on vacation. The costs to build ocean liners and cruise ships can differ heavily. Cruise ships don't need as much steel as ocean liners, and their deck spaces can be stuffed with cabins in order to get as much paying passengers on board as possible. Ocean liners swallow down a lot more money, even in the long term. Their exterior structure limits the maximum number of cabins they can take on board, which means that, compared to a cruise ship, they cannot have that much paying guests on board, which eventually increases the ticket prices. Here are some numbers for comparison. The cruise ship Costa Concordia could take round about 3,200 passengers on board, while the Queen Mary II, despite being larger than the Concordia, can only take 2,600 passengers. The construction of the Concordia cost around $450 million, while building the Queen Mary II cost around $750 million. Now we have collected some of the major differences between ocean liners and cruise ships. I hope that it becomes a bit clearer what these two ship types are made for and how they can be differentiated. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you like to watch more content about ocean liners, you are welcome to subscribe.